We've got audio, video, and we've got a podcast.
We got ourselves a podcast.
We got ourselves a podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Jake, welcome to my living room virtually.
Thank you for having me.
We don't really have a host per se, but, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just going to take on that persona.
Yeah.
Jake, let's start off. What are you drinking this evening?
I am drinking a ruby grapefruit White Claw.
Oh.
Been drinking these all during the quarantine.
It's your quarantine
Cheers.
drink of choice?
It definitely is my quarantine drink of choice. That is right.
Nice.
What are you drinking?
I've been sipping on one of Belgium's finest.
Yeah.
A nice Hoegaarden? Is that the correct pronunciation?
Hoegaarden?
I don't know.
Oh.
But yeah, I know it's delicious. Either way. Cheers.
Cheers. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, dude. So I think this is going to be pretty cool. Just you know, to everyone who is watching / listening, we just kind of wanted to keep ourselves active and creative, and honestly, it's a good excuse for us to just drink beer and
White
talk
Claws.
shit while we're locked up and can't actually hang out.
Oh, is that what we're doing? We're going to talk shit?
Well,
We're going to talk shit, talk smack,
well,
you know?
we'll see.
See how this goes.
We'll see where the night brings us. But no, I just think it's a good opportunity for like us to put out some additional content, and maybe it gives people an opportunity to get to know us a little bit more and listen to us or see us in the context where I'm not like
Yelling in a mic.
about random shit on stage. I'm speaking in a mic for a change.
Wow, you're a real person, aren't you?
Wow.
You do other things other than yell in a mic? Wow.
On occasion.
On occasion.
Seldomly, but yes. So, yeah, I mean, we don't really have a specific list of things to talk about. I mean, we have some notes, but it's not the most professional podcast that's ever existed.
It's been the first time that we tried to do this podcast back in August.
Yeah, that's a quick story. We did a few months ago, Jake and I said we're going to start a podcast. And we sat in my parents' basement for like an hour and a half and tried to talk about aliens.
We didn't know a whole lot about aliens. So we had to have someone fact check it. You know, Scott's girlfriend. She stepped in. She stepped up to the plate. And yeah, she Googled everything. And honestly, she should have did her own podcast that day because we weren't that great.
We weren't prepared.
We were not prepared.
Apparently, Phoenix is always prepared. So, shout out Phoenix.
Shout out Phoenix.
Shout out Phoenix. But yeah, dude. I mean, other than having dreams about alien podcasts, what have you been up to during quarantine? How have you been staying productive or keeping your mind busy without wasting away into the corner?
Man, I've been I've been drinking a lot of White Claws. That's for sure. So, you know, mellow out during the evenings from working hard all day every day. I created my own quarantine to-do list, and
What's on it?
what I have on it is like basically just like working stuff on this upcoming EP. I've been working a lot on the visual elements of it, you know, just graphic design, merch, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been meaning to finish this one book I started reading a couple months ago. Never got around to it because I was so busy. But
What's the book?
It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Nice.
I think I was telling you about
that. I actually just realized that I have it in my bedroom.
Oh, do you?
And I haven't read it.
You haven't read it, dude. It's so funny, dude. I'm not a big reader whatsoever. Like I never like read a book outside of like having to do it in school in my life. So like this was the first book I got to do that. But dude, like I started reading it a couple months ago, and the first couple of pages, I was just losing my shit every page. It's so funny. It's hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have been trying to read it a little bit on and off myself. I've always been a big Stephen King fan, so I'm trying to get back into some Stephen King.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm also dabbling in audiobooks.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get into audiobooks too. You know, I prefer to listen than read. I'm more visual and auditorial, I guess is the correct term. But
well, what I liked about it was just I can listen to it and then take information while doing other things. You know, so
totally.
while I'm doing dishes or walking my dog and all that stuff, you know. So
yeah,
it's been great.
Typically, I always listen to podcasts if I'm like doing something like that, just like cleaning or even just a commute to work or something like that. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to?
Cool. Well, I'm lucky enough to where I'm still working. So like I'm working from home. As you know, but other people don't know. So yeah, that's my 8 hours a day at work, and yeah, similar to yourself. I mean, we for those not Jake and I,
the other four people listening,
we're like basically done with our second EP. There's tiny things we need to finish and knock out, but I'll put it this way: with how long it's taken, it feels like it's almost done.
Yeah, we're 95% there with just tracking. Like I think you just have a couple more vocal parts to record.
Yeah.
Before we started this podcast, Scott and I were talking about how he's gonna record vocals at his apartment.
Don't give up my creative secrets.
No, I bet you someone has done this before. Like, yeah, talk about it.
Okay. we're gonna talk about it because for all the people that don't care about who you and I are.
Oh yeah.
There's bound to be at least one person out there on the internet that is curious about how we recorded vocals.
Well, it's not just a disclaimer. We haven't recorded vocals like this throughout the whole EP. It's just a few parts that you're gonna do. You will do.
It's like, it's literally like 5 lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna record the vocals in my car.
I mean, hey, gets the job done. It's better than screaming with your neighbors, behind the wall, on the other side of the wall,
that's the thing.
Hearing
like,
you.
I've lived in this place for 2 years, I think. I've met one of my neighbors like 3 times. No idea who else lives in this building. And I tried to record vocals in my closet, and it didn't go too well. The self-consciousness creeps in, and you think people can hear you, and let's be honest, people could hear me.
No, they definitely could hear you. You're a very loud guy.
So yeah, I gave that up real quick. Imagine if what I was recording wasn't actually being tracked in Logic.
Start it over.
Yeah. We're good. It's working. It's fine. There's just no waveforms, but it's okay.
You probably just have to turn up the gain a little bit. But
I can do that if you want.
Yeah. That's cool.
Good eye.
Good day, mate.
Good eye.
Hey
Oh, there's a
guy,
waveform. All right, I
how's
just
that
had
sound, guy? Oh wow, that's
I just had to
loud.
sound like a smoker for a second. Good eye. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, like, quarantine hasn't been that bad. My biggest thing has just been, it's driving me fucking mad that I can't go to the gym.
Yeah,
But that's anyway. I'm trying to work out at home, and it's been fine.
dude, you got to go on runs. I've been going on
No,
just runs, just small little 1 mile runs, couple days a week. You know,
I
get your
runs won't do
cardio
it for
up.
me. I need prison workouts, Jake.
Prison workouts in a cell block with the boys. You know, yeah.
I need prison workouts if I'm going to get into the type of shape that I want to be in by the time that this is over.
Shredded. That's how you want to be, right? Shredded.
That's it.
You
That's
got to
it.
walk sideways through a door. You can't go straight. You have to go sideways. Your chest will hit the door.
Oh,
I want the chest to hit the door when I ever go through a doorway. That's how big I want to get. So therefore, I'm
it.
gonna run. I'm gonna run and get that big. I don't need to lift. Just gotta run.
big legs.
That's what the guy on the Facebook ad told me. You know. His name was Kyle. He was a nice guy. I paid him $400 for a 20-minute session. You know, I'm just fucking playing, dude. This is all sarcasm. It's okay.
Cool. Listen, what are we going to talk about?
Well, we're only 11 minutes in, or 10 minutes. We could talk about... Man. We could talk more about this upcoming EP without giving much away. You know, some like creative process, how we go about things. You know?
What do you want to tell the people?
Well, what I want to ask you is how you come how you know, yeah. Get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No.
I was my mouth stopped working. I got nervous. This is my first day doing this. How do you come up with like a central theme or idea when you write lyrics? Like what's your process look like?
It's actually a good question.
Better get a good answer.
Yeah, well, if you had asked me this question on our last EP, I wouldn't have had an answer for you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just because... Oh, excuse me, I'm burping. Just because what I used to do... I mean, which it was fun. I don't dislike this method anymore. But what I used to do is I would literally just like take out the notes app on my phone or my computer or whatever. And I would just free write words. So like lines and things that came into my head completely randomly. And I would just write those down. And they didn't have like conscious connections or conscious meaning to each other. But like what I found was that like subconsciously they all kind of came from the same place.
So it's kind of you go line by line, just like you know some
so
solid lines, put it together.
It ended up kind of making sense. And then I would like, when I had enough of it to be like, okay, this is a verse or this is a chorus or like whatever, I'd go back and like rework it, and I'd like change the lines or change the words that like didn't really make sense together. Mm-hmm. And the meaning would just kind of like come out that way. And I know
Right.
that sounds like really artsy and it's so fucking insightful, and this guy must do hallucinogens, but
This
I don't
guy's
do
so deep.
I don't
So
do
deep.
hallucinogens, and it was just letting my mind wander. And it was fine, but at the same time it became difficult to talk about like what the songs were about because they didn't always have the most clear-cut meaning. I kind of had to like find meaning within the words that just came to the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I think that I made a much more concerted effort to write about specific topics. And I mean, as you know, like we had discussions about like, you know, hey, is there anything in particular that we think we want like to have our songs be about this time? And kind of just
Right.
went from that and like wrote based off of a theme that was already established. And excuse me. And I think I'm really happy with like how a lot of the lyrics turned out, because I feel as if you can read our lyrics now, or you can listen to one of our songs, and it's like it's actually easy to understand like what is being discussed
Totally.
to a degree. Like everything,
Totally.
I tried this time to leave things like open to interpretation, because the way that I view it is that once music is like released, it's not really yours anymore. It kind of just belongs to the listener, really, and it's
Right.
theirs to kind of find their own meaning in it and things like that. So while all of the lyrics and all the words definitely have like very precise meanings to me, I tried to leave everything open to interpretation to a degree. I mean, there's some stuff where I didn't want that, and kind of said like, "Yo, this needs to be very obvious that it's about X, Y, or Z."
Yeah.
And you'll definitely find some of that in there, but yeah, I just I wanted to kind of change up the methodology, and I think it paid off. I think we've got some good
Yeah.
writing on there.
Yeah, the lyrical content is really good on this release.
So
I'm a big fan of it.
I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. With the topic of vocals, how did you find your voice? Like learning how to scream or like yell? Because like when you were in your other band 3 years, you kind of had like a hardcore kind of style, kind of more yelly than screamy. How did you go about finding that particular voice, like that muscle, if you will, to produce that kind of noise?
It took a long time, and it's still a work in progress. But
And it's always going to be a work in progress,
yeah,
I
I think so. I mean, in some ways more than others, I think that it like very much so still is. But there's definitely been a lot of improvement for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Totally.
like my background with it was just that trying to be as concise as possible. I was in this metal band for a period of time, and we practiced a lot, but we never actually released any music together. We had written a whole album, and like went to go record it in a really high end studio, like all things considered.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the very end where I had to actually go record vocals in this studio that I kind of had this realization, and I was like, I don't know how to scream.
Which project was this?
New Atlas.
New Atlas. Gotcha.
It was always like under the table. It was like it halfway home turned into this band.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember you telling
We
me
never
that.
played shows. But yeah, so and it sucked. I mean, I was really sick and stuff at the time, but like the reality was that like I had to be really honest with myself, and I had been pretending that I knew how to scream for a long time, and I just didn't at all. That sounded awful. And it basically like led to me leaving that band and kind of getting kicked out to a degree all at the same time. But it was honestly the best thing for me, because it like really forced me to be honest with like what my ability level was and like what I wanted to learn to do and how I wanted to perform musically and stuff like that. And kind of as you mentioned, after that I like joined a hardcore band, and this was the first time ever I like really felt good about my vocal ability, because I decided just to embrace the things I like knew I could do and embrace my voice for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And gave up. I mean, again, still after some time, it took a little bit of time to get there in this band too, but like eventually came to the point where it was, I can't really do this whole screaming thing, so I'm just gonna like shout in the microphone. And
It would throw out your voice, right? That kind of style would throw out your voice.
Not so
sometimes?
much. I mean,
No?
there was still like a technique to it,
Yeah.
It wasn't just like blindly shouting, but it was like a hardcore yell shout type thing. Like,
Yeah.
for anyone who's like into like hardcore punk bands and stuff like that, we'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of that started to evolve, and I did that for a minute and started to realize more and more like this isn't even really what I want to do, like with my voice. And I kind of realized, like, I've always like really wanted to be a more of a screamer, so to say, like whatever the fuck that means these days. But so I just started to challenge myself, and I started just to like embrace the fact that I knew I was terrible at something, but it was an opportunity to get better. And I just started to practice more and more and try new things. And I told myself, like, for a while, hey, I'm not going to be afraid to like throw my voice out a little bit, because it's just going to allow me to learn what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go into a practice room and I would like yell in a microphone a bunch, and it would sound good, but I'd lose my voice after 2 songs. And then I would take like a mental note and say, that's not the right thing to do.
Totally.
And then I'd take like my week off from band practice and like go back and then try something else, and like kind of just honestly just went at it from like a process of elimination until I eventually found this thing that where I could like do it for a whole practice or like do it for a whole show, and I'd walk away and be like, oh, I haven't actually lost my voice. Like something's clearly right here, and then at that point I just kind of rolled with it and kept doing that over and over and over. And as the kind of, as you said, as the muscle kind of strengthened behind it, and my breathing got stronger and all of that stuff, it actually started to develop tone. And I was really just kind of it took so long. I was really just finding that when we finding it like at last when we recorded our first EP.
Yeah.
And even over that recording process, like there were still things that were changing, and I was like hearing differences in my voice like week over week. And
yeah, I remember when we recorded the EP, first thing we recorded was Dark Days. And then when we got to like the other songs that were like near the end of that EP, I think As Above, So Below, we recorded that, and like your vocals were so much better than that than when we recorded Dark Days like a couple months prior. And I'm pretty sure we like redid all those vocals.
We
Remember
did,
that?
yeah, we redid a lot of them.
Yeah.
But it's crazy too, because it's like, I mean, it might not be the case for other people that listen to our band, but like when I listen to those old songs and then I listen to like our current stuff that we're working on, I mean, it might just be because I hear the nuance in my own voice, but it sounds like a different person to me completely.
Totally. And honestly, like as a whole, like the first EP, like the guitar tone, the mixing, mastering, all that is completely different and much more improved on the second EP.
Progression. That's all it is, dude.
Yeah, man.
So what about you? Like how have you felt about like moving through the recording or the writing process from like our first release to the one that we're working on right now?
Well, for the most part, we had Dan like writing out like the skeletons of the songs, and all of us creative minds together, we added some things here and there in it and added our vocals on top of it too, and yeah, I had fun writing that one song. I don't want to give the title away, but that was fun. That song I think is gonna be the second song off of the EP, if I'm correct. If you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that song I started off writing I wrote it in my old house because I moved to a new place. And what I did was I created some sort of ambiance with like synths and like a backbeat or something like that, electronic drums, and really dove into like which key signature would work best with that song and how it could fit a lot, like really well with Drop F that we're using now on the EP and the new stuff. It all came together pretty smoothly. I remember just doing it all in one day. I was like, oh, this part would be cool if it does that, and just goes, section by section, and eventually became a whole song, and sent it over to Dan. And it was the one I sent it over as like pretty much like a skeleton with like no head. in a way. And Dan added the bridge part to it. I was like, ooh, that riff and that bridge section is really sick. And then he made some like adjustments to like the riffs and stuff like that, you know. And I love it. It turned out so good after he finished up with it. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I'm excited for that song. It's a really good song.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part of like the writing / recording process? Like, do you prefer working on like guitar parts, or do you like working with like synths and the software instruments that we have messed with?
What I like the most is where we finish recording all our parts, and it's like the final like mix, you know, the final days where we finish like the official mix of it, and adding in like random synthesizers and stuff like that, and like effects, just to add some more like ear candy, if you will.
For sure.
That's my favorite part, because it just feels like it's all coming together, and it's like, ooh, we're almost there, you know? Just got to push through to the end. Because what we do, we don't go out to like a studio to record. For those people who are wondering, we do it all ourselves, you know, through our guitarist Dan, and sometimes like you come over to my place to record vocals if Dan's unavailable and stuff like that, and we all make it work and throw it all together in the same session on Pro Tools and go from there. So that's basically what we do. And we sent out our last master for Hollow to Andrew Wade and mastered that, and it turned out awesome. So pretty sure we're gonna do that this time, if I'm correct.
Hell yeah, dude, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. I'll drink to that, you know. Cheers.
Yeah, dude, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Some good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Some good cool stuff, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I'm on.
It's a real shame we can't go play shows anymore because the world has stopped.
The world is in shambles.
It's in shambles, but it's okay. For every show that we haven't played, we're just gonna film one of these.
True. That is correct. I think we could do that.
30-minute set, 30-minute video. It's the same.
It's only even, you know. It's the same shit.
It's the same.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm making the most out of this time during this quarantine, shelter in place. Just to, like, get all this stuff done for the EP, and so is you and Dan. So it's pretty dope. We're getting shit done. Because if we were working, if I was working still and in school, like, it would take a while for me to get these designs done. Because
yeah, you've been knocking them out.
Dude, I've been cranking them like it's no one's business, dude. I made the artwork, some shirt designs, sticker designs, stuff like that. Just the
and
overall
another project
brand.
we're working on.
And another project we're working on. We'll get to that sometime soon.
Not music.
Not music. It is not music.
Still cool.
It's pretty stupid. No, I'm just kidding.
Still cool. Still a world.
Still cool. Yeah, we're making hard seltzers. Oh no, I gave it away.
The Still a World hard seltzer.
Oh, that's funny. Actually, that's a good merch idea. No, it's not.
Fucking imagine.
Because we bring that everywhere, like it's gonna make these like, you know, explode when you open it up, because it's gonna shake in the car and stuff like that. Everywhere we bring it, it's gonna be in like, you know, different temperature places and stuff like that. It's gonna like explode if we have hard seltzers. You know, you feel me?
I feel you.
Kind of get a hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, listen. We're going on 25, 30 minutes with this. We're not famous enough for people to actually like give a shit beyond this point in time.
Yeah, if you're still watching or listening at this point, thank you. It means a lot.
Props. Good for you.
Props to you.
The people, what people like really want to know for some reason. Favorite movie? Go.
Interstellar.
Why?
Because I have a astronaut tattoo on my leg.
Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
The spaceship. Was it a Lincoln?
Like the car?
Yeah, dude. He's in the Lincoln commercials.
Oh yeah. He's in the
That joke didn't work in my favor at all.
I didn't get it. Are
Next
you saying
question.
that no? Let's go back to that.
No. Next question. Favorite band.
I didn't ask you what your favorite movie is.
Favorite band.
Counterparts.
Why?
Because guitar tone, instrumentation, vocals.
Favorite record.
Ooh, Tragedy Will Find Us.
It's a good one.
It's a bop.
It's a good one.
It's a bop if I know what that is, you know.
Canadians.
And I do not, dude. Canadian hardcore, man, melodic hardcore. It always smacks. It always smacks. You know, it hits different. What's your favorite band? I think we know.
Architects.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, just gentlemen, like one singular person, probably still listening.
Dan, maybe Jensen.
Dan, maybe Jensen. Hey guys, what's up? Miss you boys.
Yeah.
We should do a 3-way call with Dan or Jensen, or a 4-way. Hell, you know,
Why not?
Foursome sounds pretty good right now.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's it.
What's your favorite breakfast food? We'll do one more question.
Bro.
I'm ready.
This is such a lame answer.
Just fucking say it. Come on. He's shy. That's what it is.
I love cornflakes.
Cornflakes?
I love cornflakes and vanilla almond milk. I literally ate like 5 bowls yesterday.
Did you now?
Not even a joke.
You know,
Like
I feel
2
you.
for breakfast. 2 for breakfast. 2 at like 10 o'clock last night when we were just like chilling here watching TV. And then we fell asleep on the couch. And I woke up at 1 a.m. And before I could even bring myself to wake Phoenix up to say, hey, listen, we need to go to bed, I was like, Jesus Christ, I need another roll of cornflakes.
Give me the flakes. Yeah. Dude, I feel you. Like, I like plain cereal like that. Like, I like Banana Nut Crunch. I mean, it has some flavor to it. It has a little kick, you know? But
Yeah,
I've been eating...
Got a kick.
What's that?
Yeah, it's got a kick.
It's got a kick of banana and some nuts and crunch, you know? In that order. You taste the banana, then you know, eat the nut, and then it crunches, you know? That's why it's Banana Nut Crunch. It's always in that order. Tell me I'm wrong. But I also have been eating that Special K with cornflakes, I guess, in it, and like dehydrated strawberries and the little chocolate delights.
You want to know something mad?
Yes.
Special K is so different in Ireland.
Is it?
Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm from Ireland. It's a whole thing. But
he brings it up in every conversation, and also that he's vegan. I'm surprised you haven't said that yet. Hey guys, I'm Scott. I'm vegan.
that's a different podcast.
Yeah, it's another podcast. Yeah,
that's a topic for a different podcast. But yeah, that's just a fun fact. Hey, listen, I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, we should wrap it up.
Yeah, it's
about
over 30
time. Minutes.
So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a fake goodbye for everyone who's watching, and then you and I are gonna stay on the phone and
gossip.
talk about how we're gonna send files to each other and shit.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out the logistics of this. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna edit this. See how it's gonna work.
It's okay. It's fine. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah,
it'll be okay.
I'll be fine.
Okay. Bye, Jake.
All right. Bye, Scott.
Really good to talk to you. I'll talk to you again sometime.
Probably after I hit stop record.
I was about to hang up the phone. Okay, bye.